The Oceania Pack, the newest DLC for Planet Zoo, is here, so let's have a close look at 5 new animals, all the building pieces and all the plants that were added with this new pack. As always, huge thanks to Frontier for giving me the early access to this DLC. Okay, but without further ado, let's dive right in because there is a lot to have a look at. Hello guys, this is Cesar Creates, and welcome back to my channel. So here we have our first animal, and this is of course the North Island Brown Kiwi. I love everything about this animal. It is so well made. I love those tiny little whiskers. I love its sounds. I love how the feathers look and how it acts, how it moves, and it is such a well done animal. So of course we'll have a look at all of those animals from this new pack. We'll have a look at their babies, and we'll have a look at the Zoopedia facts for all of them. And if you are watching this video on the day of its premiere, and if you are wondering if the pack is already out, it is not, and it will be out tomorrow. Frontier just allows us to publish those videos a day before, so you guys can have a look at everything that will be added with this new pack. So just to clarify, because I always get some of those questions in the comments. So here we have a mating animation for the kiwi. As you guys can see, they really like each other. The female is slightly bigger than the male. They are just amazing. What can I say more? I love everything about this animal. The cool thing is that they can use this termite mount as the food enrichment item. They can use, for example, this curio ball, and of course they can use the burrow. A lot of animals from this pack actually can use a burrow, so this is so cool because I always love when they are able to use them. So here it is. Here we have a baby kiwi. This is basically a smaller and cuter version of the parent that you can see right now. It is more fluffy. It is just perfect. It is amazing. It looks beautiful. It looks so good. I am so happy about this animal that they decided to finally add the kiwi because it was so high on my wish list. But yeah, let's have a look at the Zoopedia facts of the kiwi. So the kiwi is vulnerable. It of course comes from the North Island of New Zealand. The biome is temperate. They don't need much space. I think that 180 square meters is the lowest space requirement when it comes to the Planet Zoo animals. The fence doesn't need to be high, and it doesn't need to be strong or anything. You can have up to 2 of them in one habitat, one male and one female. And what is also interesting is that the guests can actually enter the habitat, so you can build a walkthrough habitat for the kiwi if you want to. The female is a bit bigger than the male, as I told you, and they live actually 30 years, which is quite long for such a small bird. And what else? The number of offspring per mating event is 2. 1 to 2, and they are difficult to breed, and I can confirm that because it took me some time. When it comes to the enrichment items, they can use those things. And they don't have any interspecies enrichment. So let's move on to another animal. Say hello to the Tasmanian Devil, one of the most requested animals by the community, so I know you guys will be happy about it, especially that it looks so good. It looks almost like photorealistic to me, like all the details on the face, on the ears, those teeth. It looks so amazing, like the fur texture, the way it acts, the sounds. By the way, look how it sleeps. This is so funny to me with those little paws, stretched there, and such an amazing animal. Like those white patches, everything about it is just correct. It's just perfect. What can I say? I want to find a baby quickly because we have a lot of babies in here. So yeah, here we have one. Just look at it. It is so tiny and so funny looking. The name Devil actually comes from the sounds that this animal makes. And by just hearing it and listening to it in Planet Zoo, I can totally see why. Because they are very loud and the sounds are so weird that they are almost like demon-like or anything. So they really nailed it when it comes to the sounds of this animal. The appearance and everything, one of the standouts for in this pack for sure. Let's have a little better look at the babies right now, because they are both feisty and cute, and again, just everything is right about this animal. I'm so happy that we have a carnivorous marsupial in a game. So here is the Zoopedia for the Tasmanian Devil. This is such a beautiful photo, by the way. So the Tasmanian Devil is endangered. They live on the Tasmania Island. Their biome is temperate. They don't need much space, but if you add more to the habitat, then the space quickly goes up. So we need to be careful about this, especially when they are maturing and so on. The fence needs to be quite high. They need 3 meters fence, but they cannot climb. So maybe they can jump, I don't know, but I was testing if they can actually use the climbing frames, and they cannot. When it comes to the species data, there can be up to 5 of adults in one habitat. The guests cannot enter the habitat, of course. They are confident with humans. The male is bigger than the female. They only live 6.5 years, which is not much, especially when in Planet Zoo, it just 6 years is like, I don't know, 10 minutes in the game or something like that. They have 1 to 4 offsprings per mating event, and the reproduction in captivity is difficult. When it comes to all the enrichment, they can use a lot. Typical enrichment for the smaller carnivores in the game. And again, the food enrichments are as followed. And also they can use burrows. I forgot to mention this. There's no interspecies enrichment, and this is all when it comes to the Tasmanian Devil. It is time to see the cutest animal in the entire game, the Quokka. I am so madly in love with it. At first, when it was announced that they will add the Quokka, I was like, I would prefer something else. But when I saw it for the first time, I just felt, have you seen that? What was that? It just flown over this rock, but okay, don't mind this. Wait till you see them eat. This is the cutest thing in the game. They will just grab this tiny little leaf. They will just sit there and they will just, eat it peacefully, like in those small paws. Like, oh my god, this is so cute. This is so amazing. I love this animal so much. I am so happy that they added it, and it is so tiny. I didn't expect it to be this tiny. Because compared to the guests, they're just I don't know, the bigger version of the hopping guinea pig or anything like that. Just wait till you see the babies. Oh, here we have one. They are even smaller, of course, because they are babies, but they are tiny. They are really tiny, and they are even cuter. So it decided to hide in the food for us. They have this rat tail. The tail is not so hairy as the rest of the body, which is quite interesting for an animal like that. So they have 2 versions of the walk animation. They can walk like this, or they can hop like a kangaroo. Or maybe you'll see this one playing with the bubbles, because it is also so adorable. Just look at this. Just look at this. It somehow looks like a bigger version of a mouse for me. Okay, so it decided to go to sleep while playing. Okay, why not? So here we have a little hopping baby. Oh, it just stopped hopping, but look how cute it looks. Look. Look at this smiling face. So yeah, the Quokka is vulnerable, unfortunately. It lives in this part of Australia. It again doesn't need a lot of space. Those animals are tiny. Basically, the kiwi is actually the biggest animal in this pack, so it is quite ridiculous. What is interesting that they don't need a high fence and a strong fence, but they can also be held by water, so we can create a island for them, and they won't be able to cross the water because they simply cannot swim. When it comes to the species data, you can have up to 24 of them in one habitat, so you can have quite a big group. They are confident, and the guests can enter the habitat, so you can build a walk-through Quokka habitat. There is a slight difference between male and a female. The males are slightly bigger. They have 1 offspring per mating event, and the reproduction in captivity is easy, and it really is because they are breeding like crazy in here. So they can use actually the tunnel, which is so cool, because this, I feel like Frontier somehow forgot about this enrichment, because not many new animals can use it. None of them actually. I think it stopped on Fennec Fox and maybe the prairie dog or something like that, and also the meerkat can use it, and that's also another animal that can use the tunnel, which is so cool, and a small bubble machine we just saw, so it is amazing. And the small barrel feeder. Feeder is the only food enrichment that they can use. And they actually have an interspecies enrichment with the emu. So nice to see that. I can totally imagine a habitat like this. To me, this is officially the cutest Planet Zoo pack that has ever come out. Just look at this little penguin. So yeah, this is the last habitat animal that we will have a look at. And of course, this is the little penguin. You can see the little chicks in the back. They, of course, all the penguins can use the burrow. But the adults are so beautiful. This color is so nice. It is so vibrant, and the sounds that they make, they're actually so loud. And this is a sound that I wouldn't associate with penguin. I don't know, they are just chirping, they're so like happy sounding. Yeah, just look at it. We'll have a look at the baby as well. So they have so beautiful eyes. They are so fluffy and so funny. Of course, as with all the penguins, the babies cannot swim. But their habitat has a huge like swimming pool, like the water section. So let's wait for one of them to deep dive so I can show you how they are swimming, because it is also such a cool thing. Okay, so we have one diving. It looks so amazing. Always when the penguins dive, I just love to see that. They are so clumsy on land, but in the water they are just so agile and so graceful. And it sort of looks like it is flying, but it is actually swimming. So cool. I just love the penguins. I am so happy about this addition. You guys already know that I would prefer the rock hopper penguin, but this one is so too cute and so adorable. This is actually the tiniest penguin on our planet. So it is so cool to have such a unique and interesting species in the game. By the way, if you have been wondering, this is the new map from the new career scenario, but this map also will be available to everyone with the new free update 1.15. And if you like to see everything that will be added to the game with the new free update, there should be also a new video out on my channel right now. So I'll put the link down in the description and on the screen so you can check everything that is coming out for free with the free update. So yeah, let's have a look at the Zoopedia facts for the little penguin. So this is the Zoopedia for the little penguin with this wonderful photo. They are least concerned. When it comes to their natural habitat, they live in the south of Australia and in the New Zealand. They don't need much space, but they need water and deep water for deep diving, so you have to keep that in mind while building for them. They don't need a strong fence and a high fence. Of course, they are tiny. You can have up to 500 of them in one habitat, so you can really fill those habitats with those tiny guys. They are neutral with humans, and you can actually make the habitat for them a walkthrough habitat, because the guests can enter the habitat. The male and the female are the same size. They have 1 to 2 offspring per mating event, and the reproduction in captivity is easy. Those are the enrichment items that they can use, typical penguin stuff, I think, and they don't have any interspecies enrichment. The only animal that has the interspecies enrichment in this pack is the quokka, which can live with the emu in one habitat. Last but not least, here we have the spectacled flying fox. Again, such an adorable and cute animal. This is really the cutest pack of Planet Zoo. It basically looks like a dog with wings to me, like a very cute dog with this beautiful pattern on its face that you can see right there. It is going back to drink. Yeah, such a beautiful face, such an adorable animal. When it comes to the comparison between them and the Egyptian fruit bat that we already have in game, those guys are definitely bigger, and also they fly faster. And while we looking at their walkthrough exhibit, you can see that there's more going on actually than the one for the fruit bats. I just put them next to each other and I compared those things, and those guys are definitely flying faster and they are doing much more. They're just sitting on things. They are, of course, the fruit bats also do this, but get this feeling that more of them are just sitting somewhere, and here everyone is doing something, everyone is flying, everyone just, you know, flaps their wings or anything. And they also have this different style of sitting on things. Not only they are hanging like upside down, but they can also sit like this, as you guys can see. So this is also quite interesting. So here is some information about the spectacled flying fox. It is actually endangered. It lives in the north of Australia and in Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, in the tropical biome. It is of course the walkthrough exhibit animal. You can have up to 35 of them in one exhibit. There is no difference between male and female, and they can live up to 16 years. And there's one offspring per mating event. There's quite a lot of things, of course, that you can add to their exhibits, just as with the Egyptian fruit bats, and there's no interspecies enrichment. And I actually tried to add one of the Egyptian fruit bats to their exhibit, and the game didn't allow me. So unfortunately, you cannot mix those species just as you could do it with the butterflies, but it is how it is. Okay, so those were all the animals. Let's move to the building pieces. So like in every Planet Zoo DLC, this time we also got a new wall set. Those walls are really cool. They look very tropical. They look like they are made out of, I don't know, dried leaves, like palm leaves or anything like that. The cool thing about them is that they're a bit thinner than normal walls, at least the walls that are grid pieces, and they are all grid pieces. We have our normal wall set, as always, the same shapes and sizes, but what is cool, and we'll get to it in a second, is the number of off-grid pieces, because we actually have a lot of them. Those are the normal pieces that we always get, and those are the off-grid pieces, so the ones that you can rotate and do or whatever you want with them off-grid. So we have pieces like this, and again, they are all, you know, we can move them however you want. And the cool thing about this is also that the whole wall set is recolorable, so we can do things like that, and I think it looks super amazing, especially when it looks a bit like older and used and so on. So of course, as we saw in the trailer, we also get new thatch roofs. There's so many variants of those thatch roofs, and some of them are huge. So we have those like straight pieces. They are also all off grid, so there are no grid roof pieces, just as I think in the Twilight pack, or was it no, it was the Tropical pack, so it's the same story. So we have those huge ones, we have the curved ones that are also huge, and we have like those I don't know, pieces to make those little huts, beach huts and so on. The actual thatch is not recolorable, but the color is really nice, I must say. The recolorable pieces are in here, so we can change the color of those beams and those ropes that you have in here. So we have smaller pieces like this. We have like the bottoms of those bigger pieces that you can put down to create somehow like an awning or anything like that. You have this cool piece for an arch, and you have also like the top of the roof in here, and you have those, I think that they are called toppers. Yeah, the toppers. That we also get some new doors and windows in the new DLC. So those are supposed to be doors, those are windows, and this is the awning that you can just, you know, put over the window, and it looks like this. And this is all recolorable, so you can do things like that with this and use it for different things. It doesn't have to be a window or a door. You can use it for different purposes like decorating and so on. Moving on, we have those really cool driftwood posts that come in different shapes and sizes, from the huge ones like those to the middle, like medium ones, to the tiny small ones. I know that this piece will be so useful for a lot of you know, detailed oriented builders, and of course they are also recolorable. You can make those stripes disappear if you want to. You can do things like this. My only slight critique is that I would love them to be climbable for animals, because I think that they would look amazing as climbing frames, but unfortunately they are not climbable, and if they would do them climbable, it would be just amazing. And this is actually my favorite piece out of the entire DLC, those rock wall blocks. They are so good. I used to make them my own from the small faux rocks, but now we have those beautiful pieces that we can use to decorate the walls or to build planters or anything like that. And of course you can recolor them. I did something really cool in here. I need to save it as a blueprint or anything to remember the colors that I used in here. Then we have a bunch of beautiful props that we'll quickly go through. So we have those boats that you can see in the trailer. You have a sail in here that is totally recolorable. You have a boat as one placeable object, like a one piece. This is not a blueprint, this is just one piece, which is quite interesting. What else? Here you have the surfboards. They are recolorable, so you can do whatever you want with them. Those are the buoys, I think. Yeah, so there's like this colored one and the one that doesn't have any color. You have fences, the fences that you can see in the trailer. They are also recolorable, so you can change the colors of the wood and so on to different things. What else? You have those posts. There's this driftwood that they are using as a pathing, so this is so cool, but I can actually see people using them for different things like decorating the walls and so on. We also have this barrel that you can see everywhere in the trailer for this pack, and we have those cool netting pieces, and those nettings are just amazing. I love them so much, and I love that we get things like that, because thanks to that I will be able to build aviaries and different enclosures using those. They are also recolorable. Of course, we also get those things, and I think that those here and those things can also be used really cool in a really cool way as parts of the climbing frames from the animals. For the animals, I think that they won't work, but it would look so cool in a primate habitat. Just to imagine that they will normally hang on them or climb them or anything like that. You can build hammocks for the monkeys using those, so this is so cool. And you can actually change the colors of them. I tried to make something that looks like a metal, because you often have in zoos those nettings made of metal, like those wires, and it somehow looks a bit like that. You have in this DLC a lot of those coils and different like rings of ropes. They are again recolorable, but there's so many new rope pieces. Unfortunately, there are no straight ropes or longer ropes. There's also only this, but this is still cool. There's also a knot. And this is the plant skirt, the skirt leaves, Oceanian skirt leaves. You can put them on those posts that I showed you guys before, and they create this really cool effect. We also have straight ones. And there's also the thing with the thatch, the same thing that you can put over the posts. I can actually see them being used for as some hay for animals and so on. So this is such a cool piece that I know that I will use. Then we have a lot of those tiki statues that are so fun and so like positive and so on. You can of course recolor them, and they look really cool if you set all the colors to the same one. Then you have those really interesting pieces. Those are the oars, so they are also recolorable, and you can use them to decorate your Oceanian areas. Then we have a bunch of the wall decorations that we'll have a look at. I just love this piece. I think that I will use this actually a lot, because if you change the colors of this into one, like set all the colors into the same color, it loses this pattern and it looks like this. And this is such an interesting texture that I'll for sure use for decorating for curbs and stuff like that. Then we have some like those flower things. This is so like Hawaiian, Australian, and so on. You can actually, I can totally see that being, put into the gift shops and stuff like that. Then you have this really cool, I don't know what it is, but this is a decoration. And you have decorations like that. This is also cool if you change the color into one, and it sort of looks like it was carved in wood. So we have one light source in this DLC, and this is this torch. It is so detailed and it looks amazing actually, all those details on the leaves and the face and so on. I don't know if I'll be using it much, but I can totally see that being used in different, themed Oceanian areas in your zoos. And last but not least, here we have some statues and signs for the animals. So we get this really cool set of statues for all the habitat animals. So we have the kiwi, the little penguin, the the Quokka and the Tasmanian Devil, and we also have those plinth, I think that they are called, yeah, for the statues, so you can place the statues on them and display them in a cool way. And then of course we have those really beautiful signs for the animals. So we have the kiwi, we have the little penguin, we have the beautiful Quokka, and the bats, and of course the Tasmanian Devil. And what we also have is the statue of the kiwi. And by default you get this concrete statue, but if you play the campaign scenario and complete all the medals, all the stages and so on, you'll get the bronze, the silver and the golden version of it. And now it is time for a thing that is always so exciting to me when it comes to all those new DLCs, and I'm talking here about the new plants, because in those recent DLCs, the plants that we are getting are just always so beautiful and so useful. I always use them in all my habitats, and those plants are no different. I mean, this is the cabbage tree, if I am correct, yeah, and it looks so good. We have it in 3 different variants, and I can see this one, for example, being used as a tall grass. It looks amazing this way. This one as a really cool bush or anything like that. It looks so good. So moving on, here we have the coastal pig face. It is said to be from Oceania, but I totally saw this plant growing in Spain, for example, or in like warmer climates in Europe. I think, at least, maybe I'm wrong, but something very similar grows there for sure. But yeah, this is again really cool plant, especially for more like deserty looking habitats, I think. Then we have this really beautiful and huge king fern, and I'm not sure if this thing here is supposed to be like a mulch or not. Maybe it was supposed to be like this, or is it like a trunk of it? I don't know. It sort of looks like soil, so maybe I should put it deeper into the ground, but they just look amazing. Then we have those really beautiful and unique Nikau palm. And those 2 variants here are just exceptional. I will use them so much in my enclosures, I already know that. And we also have this huge one that can also be used in this way, so why not just sink it down and like pretend that this is also a really cool lower palm tree. And then we have probably my favorite plant of the entire pack, and this is the silver fern. It is. I wanted a palm tree with this thing in here, the trunk. I don't know if you are calling this part of the palm tree a trunk, but this looks so good. I really wanted something like this, and we finally got it, and oh my god, I'll be using it so much in the indoor areas and in different parts of my zoos and so on. Then when it comes to the nature pieces, we also have Faux lava, so maybe not a nature, but nature inspired. So we have the different version of the lava. So this is the cooled one. So when the lava cools, it basically becomes black and looks like this. Then we have the cooling one, the molten, large and small, and then we have the lava pieces. And what is cool about this, if you change the time of the day, they will glow in the dark. So of course there's also a new path that comes with this new pack, and this one is looking really cool. It's like a volcanic rock path with some sand in between those volcanic rocks. This is the one with the curb. This is the one with the railing, and this railing looks amazing. I just love this netting in here. Really cool. So this is like a slightly elevated one, and this is the one with the stairs, but this netting is just exceptional. I love it so much. And we also have new benches, bins and canopy. So this is how the new bench looks in here. It looks really cool, and I actually didn't check if yeah, it is actually recolorable. So cool. Oh my god, I love it. We have a new bin, we have a new like table, picnic bench for the guests, and we have a canopy. And it's been a while since we got a new canopy, so this is quite surprising, but it also looks cool. The pack comes also with a bunch of blueprints. The blueprints in those DLCs are always super useful to see how you can actually use the pieces that we have in the game, to learn about them, to learn different things of using them. You have some different scenery pieces like now, like we saw. And here are, for example, the restaurant, which is so cool because it's been a while since we got the restaurant blueprint. We have toilets, we have staff facilities, and we have a lot of those blueprints. So Frontier has done an amazing job on them. I really love those, and yeah, it just shows how you can use those amazing pieces. Okay guys, so this is all when it comes to the showcase of the new Oceania pack. I must say that I really enjoy this pack. The animals are just exceptional, and as I said, this is the cutest DLC ever. I really love the new plants. I know that I'll be using them a lot, and I also really enjoy the building pieces. I just need to learn more about them and figure out the ways of how I can use them in my own builds. If you are wondering if you should get the new pack, I would definitely say yes. It is a very solid pack when it comes to both animals and the building pieces, and I am sure that you'll be using it a lot in your builds, and you cannot miss those cute little faces in your zoos. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this journey of diving deep inside of the Oceania pack. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you like to support the channel a little bit extra, you can do it with the join button down below. Thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!